Alex from A&R Design LLC, and I'd like to show you the Iwi Masada. This is a 9mm pistol with 17 round magazines. It comes with 2 of them. Ambidextrous magazine release, similar to the P10C mags. It's got the little cutaway, the Gen 1s at least. Ambidextrous magazine release, ambidextrous slide stops. See them? There's 2 of them. Extremely large and enhanced and grippy takedown. It's got front cocking serrations and rear cocking serrations. It comes from the factory with 3-dot white metal sights. This is the optic ready version. It comes with a handful of optic ready plates. They are plastic. Now I know that might be a discouragement to some people, but the plastic's actually nice because it creates a nylon washer effect, and it seats very tightly against the slide. So it does come with a plate system, and it takes mid-length Trijicon screws, so the ones that usually come with blue Loctite, not yellow. But it fits great. The gun is extremely accurate. It's kind of hard to see, but it does have a post-coating barrel crown. So I noticed the barrel crown was actually crowned post-coating. Plastic guide rod, 4-position 1913 rail, some knurling on the front of the trigger guard, a very large trigger guard here, great for getting gloves and larger fingers in there, just like that. It's got a metal trigger shoe. It also kind of follows the slide serration pattern on the trigger shoe, and it's got this little itty bitty dingus. It comes with a back strap on it and has 2 other replacement back straps. The texturing on the grip itself is not that aggressive, but the nice thing about it is it's very easy to stipple and it's very smooth, so you don't have to resurface it if you want to do some aftermarket stippling. The coating on the slide is extremely robust. We've been running out of holster quite a bit, and there's no actual wear other than some plastic residue from the Kydex holster. It's a very porous coating. They really blasted it before they did coating to it. It's got a pretty interesting internals, a little different than we're all used to. It does take down just like most. Lock it to the rear, take it down, but you still need to press the trigger to release it. You can see it's got a sheet metal frame insert all the way to the back, and it's bent over rails. Sheet metal rails. Pretty complex. It looks a little bit more complex than you guys are used to seeing in here. Everything is linked up, but it's very open. There's not a lot captured in there, so it's a little different. It's very lightweight. I think this is probably one of the lightest weight lowers I felt. I'll measure it out and back check it to other pistols soon. And you can see in here, it might be hard to see, but the magazine release, ambidextrous magazine release, there it is. Magazine release function is very similar to the P10 series. And if you look here, the magazine release itself, it's rounded inward, so you can actually do a downward motion to release it, which is pretty cool. It's a downward motion, and you can also go straight in. So kind of clever how they did it, and it works both ways. I'm pushing straight down right now, and it releases it. So I like that. The magazines are Mekar, so we know these are high quality magazines. It does say IWI, but you can tell this is Mekar because it says made in Italy and shares a similar profile and ribbing to the SIG 320s and the P10 series magazines. Overall, it's a fun shooting gun. It has a little bit more felt recoil. It has a little bit more felt recoil than your, say, SIG 320. It's got a little bit more muzzle rise, a lighter weight receiver, a lower receiver, a lot of mass up here, and a pretty strong recoil spring. So it does snap a bit, but it's very accurate. We were punching golf ball size holes at 15 yards just fine with the RMR. We haven't had any malfunctions with the gun. Put about 500 rounds through the gun so far, and it's eaten remanufactured ammo, factory ammo, and it eats it and spits it right out just fine. So pretty neat pistol. I think it's going to fit the needs of a lot of people. Some people are not going to like this gun, you know, but the ergonomics of the grip angle, the palm swell, the undercut of the trigger guard, how it interfaces with your knuckle, There's no hot spots. There's nothing on this gun that are going to cause your hands to have wear points or blister points. You know, one of my complaints of like the P10 series is the squared off corner here is a problem. Here, they rounded it and they beveled it all the way up. So even if you ride high on the gun, like so, you're not going to get any, you don't have any corner. You have no corner to actually get hot spotting on. So it's a comfortable gun to shoot. Another thing to note, it's got a 3-pound factory trigger pull. It has a nice clean reset, nice clean break. So here's the reset. Click. Super smooth. They're saying it's like 3.2 pounds. One thing to note though, when you're shooting this gun, it's got some travel before it actually releases the striker. And one thing to note, if you're running a reset on this gun, there's no pre-travel to wall. It's a little bit squishy and then it breaks. There's no wall to hang up on. So that's one thing that may intrigue but also deter some people is the trigger. Trigger itself, it's got nice positive tension as you release to the reset, and as you press into it, it breaks. But there's no like soft wall or soft uptake to the wall and then a really tight break. It's got kind of a longer break, like a stroke to it. So it takes a little getting used to, but it's not a bad trigger system whatsoever. If I move the camera around, it makes it feel like super fast on the follow-ups. Show me your wiener.
I can do that. So you realize, oh, I need to stop and point this out. You realize
This little tiny dingus here. Ambidextrous magazine release, ambidextrous slide stop. Really oversized. The cool thing about the mag release is it kind of rolls up, so you can kind of have a downward press motion, and it releases the mag very easily. And you'll see the magazines are similar to like the CZP-10 Gen 1 magazine release. So it kind of curls in on itself, and you can do a downward press as well as an inward press. Almost said Magpul Masada.
And
It's a little snappy.
it is.
Guys, click like, subscribe, check us out, leave a comment. We love to hear feedback.